So today we will discuss about the ultrastructure of plasma membrane, which comes under the topic cell biology and genetics, session 2. Let's discuss about the plasma membrane. The term plasma membrane was coined by Nageli in the year 1855. The plasma membrane is thin, elastic, semi-permeable, dynamic boundary or outer limiting membrane having encloses the cell and cell organelles, and it is having the thickness of 75 angstrom units, and it is made up of hydrophobic and hydrophilic components. It is fluid-like and made up of a lipid bilayer. The plasma membrane is chemically composed of 30 to 75% of lipids. Majority of the lipids includes the phospholipids. Phospholipids in turn composed of lecithins, cephalins, cholesterol and triglycerides. So lipids are polar lipids with hydrophilic heads and hydrophobic tails. It has 5 kinds of protein components. The structural proteins, enzymes, carrier proteins, channel proteins, receptor proteins. These different kinds of proteins are meant for different functions, which is carried out by the plasma membrane. And it is also composed of polysaccharides, which constitutes about 5%, nucleic acids, that is DNA and RNA, and minerals, which includes calcium, magnesium, zinc and coenzymes. This is the cell membrane opposing to the neurons. So this is a gap between the cells. This is the nerve cell and this is another nerve cell. This is showing the plasma membrane, which is separated by a gap between these two cells. So this is clearly showing the plasma membrane or cell membrane. This is the ultrastructure of plasma membrane having a lipid bilayer, which is going to form a mycelium. This is lipid bilayer having the polar heads, and these are polar heads having affinity towards the water. That's why they are called as polar heads, and the tails are towards inside the lipid membrane, and they are hydrophobic. As we have seen, that is lipids are of two types, that is hydrophilic head and hydrophobic tails, because the ends of molecule has charge and is attracted towards the water. That's why it is polar. And hydrophobic tails, which are folded inside the membrane, these are having made up of fatty acid chains, fatty acids, which are coming off from the bottom of the molecule and which are made up of carbon and hydrogen. Because both of these elements share their electrons evenly, these chains have no charge. That's why they are called as hydrophobic tails. They are non-polar. Molecules with no charge are not attracted towards the water. As a result, water tend to push them out of the way as they are attracted to each other. This causes molecules with no charge, so not to dissolve in the water. This is the lipid molecule having the components choline, phosphate and glycerol. So this is a phospholipid having a polar head, and this is a non-polar tail having made up of fatty acids. So this is saturated fatty acid, this is unsaturated fatty acid. So there is a kink in the chain. This is the fluid mosaic model showing the lipid bilayer having number of protein components, and this is an oligosaccharide chain. This is cholesterol. Okay, so totally it is made up of different types of lipids and proteins, carbohydrates, DNA, RNA, etc. So here also we are seeing the lipid bilayer having the hydrophilic heads. These are hydrophilic heads and these are hydrophobic tails, and there are different types of proteins. Mainly they can be divided in two types. One is integral proteins or intrinsic proteins, which are buried deeply inside the lipid bilayer, whereas extrinsic proteins, which are floating above, they are superficially placed in the lipid bilayer. This is lipid bilayer having this is transmembrane protein, and sometimes these are attached with the proteins are sometimes may be attached with carbohydrate. That's why it is called as glycoprotein, and sometimes it may be attached with the lipids. Cell membranes also contains proteins, as I told, and the model which was proposed is called fluid mosaic model because it gives fluidity to the lipid bilayer, and also it looks mosaic because it is having a number of different types of proteins, that is integral proteins or intrinsic proteins and extrinsic proteins. And this model was proposed in the year 1972 by S.J. Singer and G.L. Nicholson. So this is the most widely accepted model. Earlier, there are two models which are proposed, that is trilaminar model and bilaminar model, which were not accepted. Here, fluid mosaic model is the most widely accepted model to explain all the biological functions of the lipid membrane, of the plasma membrane. So the fluidity of the plasma membrane is due to the presence of individual phospholipids and proteins which can move around freely within the layer. This is just like a liquid. And mosaic because of the pattern produced by the scattered protein molecules when the membrane is viewed from the above. So it looks like mosaic. That's why it is called as fluid mosaic model. Here the double layer or bilayer of phospholipids are present which can move about the diffusion. So flip-flop movement will be there in this lipid bilayer. So diffusion in their own monolayer, and phospholipid tails point inwards, forming a non-polar hydrophobic layer, hydrophobic interior, and the phospholipid heads pointed outwards, facing the aqueous or water containing medium surrounding the membrane. Some phospholipids which are having fatty acids, the tail may be saturated. The saturated tails are straight, so fit together tightly. Some are unsaturated, that's why they are bent, so fit together loosely. So which gives fluidity. So more unsaturated fatty acids or more unsaturated fatty acid tails, there will be more fluidity. to the membrane. The lower the temperature, less will be the fluidity. More protein molecules float like icebergs in the layers. They are called as extrinsic proteins, which constitutes about 30% of the uh, total total composition of the proteins. And some are fixed. They are deeply buried in the lipid bilayer and they do not float. These proteins are called as intrinsic proteins or integral proteins, which constitutes about 70% of the total protein component. Some proteins are embedded in the outer layer, some are in the inner layer, and some span the two layers, some are present in both the layers. The hydrophobic and hydrophilic parts of the protein molecules sit next to the hydrophobic and hydrophilic portions of the phospholipids. So here, this ensures the proteins stay in the membrane. Because of this hydrophobic and hydrophilic nature of the lipids and also the characteristic feature of the proteins stay inside the membrane. Some phospholipids are made up of carbohydrates, or they are attached with the carbohydrates, so they are called as glycolipids. Some proteins have carbohydrates attached with glycoproteins. Okay. The membranes also contains cholesterol. So this is about the fluid mosaic model, which was proposed by Singer and Nicholson. So in summary, cell membranes have basic structure composed of phospholipid bilayer. Phospholipids have hydrophobic or non-polar tails and hydrophilic polar heads. The best model of the cell membrane is called as fluid mosaic model. The fatty acid tails of the phospholipids can be saturated, or they may be straight due to saturation, or they may be bent due to unsaturation. Proteins can float or fixed. So based on this, they can be categorized into intrinsic proteins and extrinsic proteins. Some proteins and phospholipids have carbohydrates attached to it. That's why they may be called as glycolipids or glycoproteins. Phospholipids form the bilayer, act as a barrier to most of the water soluble substances. Cholesterol, the presence of cholesterol in the lipid bilayer regulates the fluidity of the membrane, which gives fluidity to the membrane, and also it gives mechanical stability and help to prevent the ions from passing through the membrane. Proteins acts as transport proteins. Different types of proteins are there. Transport proteins, which acts as channels for substances to move into and out of the cell. Some acts as enzymes, catalyzing the various types of biochemical reactions. Some have important roles in membranes of organelles. Glycolipids and glycoproteins helps to stabilize the membrane structure. Some acts as receptor molecules for hormones and neurotransmitter substances, and also some proteins are acting as antigens for other cells to recognize them. Thank you.